The sporting euphoria continues as the much-awaited Tokyo Olympics got off to a spectacular opening ceremony. The sporting world for the next 18 days will keenly observe how the mega game unfolds, shattering old records, setting up new ones, and not letting the spirit of the game subside amid the health concerns triggered by coronavirus pandemic. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama, and these are the headlines of the hour. 1,982 individuals test positive for coronavirus, while 18 COVID-19 deaths recorded yesterday. Restrictions on long-distance vehicles lifted. Opposition lawmakers say the Supreme Court verdict has weakened the Constitution. Premier Dewa says Constitution should not be defined otherwise when it goes against your favour. At least 110 people killed in landslides and flooding triggered by heavy rains in the western Indian state of Maharashtra. And Tokyo Olympics 2020 kicks off to a spectacular opening ceremony. Glimpses of the Japanese technology at its very best as the mega games begin. The country continues to reel under the second wave of coronavirus as 1,982 individuals tested positive, while 18 COVID-19 deaths were recorded yesterday. The latest cases has taken the total caseload to 676,708 and 9,679 deaths. Kathmandu Valley reported 613 new cases, 410 of which are from Kathmandu district, 134 from Lalitpur and 69 from Bhaktapur. 1,678 individuals have registered full recovery, with the recovery rate at 94.5%, as the recovery tally has touched 639,368. 13,698 tests through PCR method were conducted yesterday. According to the Health Ministry, just over 1,312,000 individuals have been fully vaccinated, while over 3,349,000 are awaiting their second jabs. The ministry has also informed that 24,983 of the total infected are in home isolation, 682 are being treated at intensive care units, and 175 are on ventilator support. Now, long-distance public vehicles are to resume operation from today despite the persisting risk of COVID-19 spread. The Home Ministry has directed all district administration offices to facilitate in the resumption of long-distance public vehicles as per the Cabinet's decision taken this Monday. The District Administration Office Kathmandu issued a notice and allowed long-distance vehicles to resume operation to make travelling easier for the public, especially students looking to appear in their respective exams. The local administration, meanwhile, has also urged transport operators to strictly abide by COVID safety protocols and passengers to mandatorily purchase tickets through official ticket counters. Moving on, lawmakers of the main opposition CPN-UML have alleged that the Supreme Court verdict of reinstating the lower house and appointing the Prime Minister has weakened the country's constitution. Deputy leader of CPN-UML's parliamentary party, Suwas Nemwang, who has chaired 2 terms of the federal parliament, called the Supreme Court's decision to appoint Congress chief Sherbadu Dewa the Prime Minister an attack on the multi-party democracy. Responding to the remarks of the opposition lawmakers, Prime Minister Sherbadu Dewa said that the Constitution had provisioned Section 5 of Article 76 with special initiation from all the political parties, including CPN-UML, and the recent Supreme Court verdict came stepping on the same Constitution, and therefore Constitution should not be defined otherwise when it went against your favour. Prime Minister Dewa added that the parties had staked their claim to form the government riding on Article 76(5) of the Constitution. However, they were compelled to knock the court's door after the President rejected the legitimate claim. Likewise, Haribol Gajurel of Maoist Centre said CPN-UML Chairman KP Sharma Oli lost hold of the government due to his own anti-constitutional activities and arrogant ways. Gajurel defended the Supreme Court's decision, saying it allowed for the lower house to function full term, which they said was necessary to maintain the rule of law. On a different note, lawmakers Mahendra Rai Yadav and Anil Jha from Janata Samajwadi Party called on the session to conclude the long-standing issue of citizenship bill. People in Karnali, one of geographically remote regions in Nepal, are even today compelled to use traditional candles, lamps and solar-powered options due to lack of access to electricity. Based on government data, more than 65% of the population in Karnali are still deprived of electricity services. 67% of the total population in Karnali region have to this day no access to electricity. 4 of the districts in Karnali are not connected to the national transmission line. The only region in the district that has access to electricity are district headquarters and its outskirts. Surkhet, Dailek, Salyan, Jazarkot, Rukum West and Kalikot have only recently been connected to the national transmission line. It is yet uncertain when the remaining 4 districts, Jumla, Mugu, Humla and Dolpa, will get an access to electricity, with remaining having to seek for alternative options. The Karnali province headquarters, Surkhet, only commands 53% access to electricity so far. Based on government data, only 33% of the total population in Karnali have access to electricity, majority of whom use solar alternatives. Limited people in the region have access to electricity produced by micro hydropower projects, and some in the upper hilly regions use wind energy for power. Alternative energy makes up for 39% of total energy consumption in Karnali region. Experts say the province has a potential of producing 18,000 megawatts of electricity, and although the local levels include hydropower projects in their budget and policies every year, the plans have so far been limited to papers. In our Public Voice segment today, we've asked in Biratnagar, why has the government's health insurance program not been effective? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
एउटा बिरामीलाई जाँच गर्नलाई मात्र 3 दिनको टाइम लाग्ने भयो क्या यसमा। त्यसकारणले गर्दा बाहिरबाट आउने मान्छेले चाहिँ अब यहाँ आएर उपचार लिन्छु भन्नु अलि गाह्रो अप्ठ्यारै जस्तो बुझिया छ।
बिमा बापत मैले पाउनुपर्ने सुविधा के हो जनतालाई थाहा छैन, हेल्प डेस्क छैन। बिमा गर्यो उले कागज गोजी भयो, अवर परेर आउँदा यहाँ स्वास्थ्य उपचार पाउँदैन, उ त बिमाको उलेर लडिराखेको हुन्छ।
पहिलो कुरा पालो पाउन गाह्रो छ, बिहान आएको मान्छे बेलुका मात्रै त्यो औषधि लिन पाउँछ। अनि त्यो औषधि लिएर पनि यो चाहिँ यहाँ छैन, अन्तपट्टि जानुस् यहाँ चाहिँ छैन भनेर धेरै उत्तरहरू पाउँछौँ।
डाक्टरको टाइम बढाउनुको साथै हरेक पूर्जा काट्ने जनशक्ति बढाउनु पर्यो। यहाँ दबाई वितरण गर्ने ठाउँमा एकजनाले मात्रै भएन, त्यो पनि काउन्टर बढाउनु पर्यो, दबाई वितरण गर्ने जनशक्ति बढाउनु पर्यो। होइन भने यो सम्पूर्ण रूपमा बिमाको कार्यक्रम क्लोज गर्नु पर्यो। हामी जनतालाई दुःख दिने कार्य यसरी बारम्बार गर्न पाइँदैन।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what's your take on the decision to operate long-distance vehicles amid the rising surge of coronavirus? Your options are A, compulsion, B, playing with danger, and C, prioritize safety measures. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us.
The Olympic Games, Tokyo.
Time now for our special segment, Media Watch.
Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba secured the vote of confidence from the House of Representatives on Sunday. Premier Deuba garnered 165 votes in his support, while 83 lawmakers voted against him. One lawmaker remained neutral in the voting process. Prime Minister Deuba secured the confidence vote with the support of CPN Maoist Centre, Rashtriya Jana Morcha, both the factions of Janata Samajwadi Party, along with lawmakers from his own party. Likewise, 14 lawmakers from the Madhav Kumar Nepal faction and 8 lawmakers from the KP Sharma Oli faction also voted in favour of Sher Bahadur Deuba. Likewise, 11 lawmakers refrained from the voting process. A total of 249 lawmakers participated in the voting process. With this, Premier Deuba will remain in the position for the next 18 months. The main opposition, CPN-UML, on Thursday backed out its earlier decision of taking action against the dissident group of lawmakers led by senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal. Just a day after demanding clarifications from the floor-crossing group of lawmakers who had voted in favour of Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba, the Central Committee of CPN-UML decided against initiating any action. Party chairman KP Sharma Oli urged leaders of disgruntled faction to come back into the party and proclaimed that the floor-crossing leaders would be pardoned if they returned to the party. President Bidya Devi Bhandari scrapped the first amended ordinance related to the Constitutional Council on Sunday. The President revoked the ordinance on the recommendation of the Council of Ministers. The previous government had introduced the Constitutional Council ordinance to select individuals of its choice to the constitutional bodies. Former Prime Minister Oli had amended the law related to the Constitutional Council through an ordinance on 15th of December last year and appointed 31 officials of his choice to the constitutional bodies. The Sher Bahadur Deuba administration scrapped the ambassadorial appointments for 11 countries made by the erstwhile KP Sharma Oli-led government. The decision was taken by the cabinet meeting held on 16th of July. The previous government had recommended appointing individuals as ambassadors for 11 different countries on the second week of May. Most of the nominees were CPN-UML cadres.
That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.